Welcome to this explainer. Look, today we're doing something absolutely crucial. We're taking complete control of the single asset you can't ever buy back, pause, or rewind, your time. If you've ever felt like the days are just kind of slipping through your fingers or, your big goals keep getting pushed to tomorrow, well, you are definitely in the right place. We're going to break down the profound teachings of Napoleon Hill to help you master your schedule, crush distractions, and really build your legacy. So let's dive right in.
86,400. Just let that number hang in the air for a second. Every single morning, life deposits exactly 86,400 seconds right into your personal account. There's no rollover, no refunds, you can't save it for a rainy day. At midnight, whatever you haven't used is just wiped out forever. So I've got to ask you directly, what are you actually doing with your 86,400 seconds?
Section 1. The bitter truth of our 86,400 seconds.
And this brilliantly illustrates something Napoleon Hill found after studying over 500 of the world's most successful figures. He uncovered this one universal truth that basically separates everyone into two camps. On one side, you've got reactors. These folks wake up and just let the day push them around, right? They're totally at the mercy of their circumstances. But on the flip side, you have creators. Creators wake up and they command the day. And listen, you were born to be a creator. Take Thomas Edison, for example. He famously said that genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. I mean, having a brilliant idea, that's the easy part. But making it real takes serious, dedicated time. Edison would regularly work 16 to 18 hours a day. And the crazy thing is, he never complained about being tired. Why? Because he didn't see his work as some awful chore. To him, every single hour was a seed he was planting for the future. He knew that if he planted enough of those seeds in the right soil, the whole world would eventually sit in their shade.
Section 2. Clarity of purpose in life.
But to plant those seeds, you need what Hill calls definiteness of purpose. We're not talking about some vague, fluffy goal here. It means having absolute, crystal clear clarity on exactly where you want to go, why you absolutely have to get there, and the precise timeline to make it happen. So let me ask you, do you have that kind of clarity right now? Because honestly, so many of us fall into this really tragic trap. We'll happily grind away 8 to 10 hours a day building someone else's dream, but then we turn around and say we have no time for our own. Let's be real, it's not a lack of time, it's a lack of priority. Because at the end of the day, a goal is just a dream with a deadline. A dream without a date on the calendar, that's just a fleeting illusion floating around in your head. But the exact second you slap a deadline on it, boom, it transforms into directed action. Suddenly, those 86,400 daily seconds we talked about, they have actual meaning and a very clear target to hit.
Section 3. The illusion of busyness versus effectiveness.
Nowadays we kind of wear busyness like this ultimate badge of honor. But being busy is honestly just like running on a treadmill. You're sweating, you're exhausted, your heart is pounding out of your chest, but at the end of the day, you've gone literally nowhere. Being truly effective means every single action you take is tied directly to a specific direction and goal. Action without direction, that just creates burnout, not success. So before you jump into your next task, you really have to ask yourself, is this actually moving the needle and bringing me closer to my goal?
Okay, let's dive into this, because this is where we really separate the amateurs from the pros. We're talking about the 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle. Get this, 80% of your meaningful results come from just 20% of your actions. That means the other 80% of what you're doing all day is probably just distractions and busy work. Heavy hitters like Andrew Carnegie and Henry Ford, they didn't try to juggle a million things at once. They used intense, laser-like concentration on just that vital 20% that actually mattered.
Now, if you're sitting there thinking, hey, I don't really waste that much time, well, the brutal math of a simple time audit might completely terrify you. Let's say you spend just 2 hours a day casually scrolling on social media. It feels totally harmless in the moment, right? But look at the yearly equivalent. That is 730 hours. That's over 30 full sleepless days completely wasted every single year. You could literally build a business or become completely fluent in a new language in the exact same time you spent looking at memes. And honestly, it's not even just about the lost hours. It's about what those little interruptions are actively doing to your brain. This is called attention fragmentation. It's the absolute destruction of your focus caused by constant pinging and ringing. Think about it. When you're deep in the zone and you stop to check just one tiny 5-minute notification, it takes your brain up to 20 full minutes to get that lost momentum back. If you don't aggressively control your time, some app or notification absolutely will. They'll hijack your attention, and wherever your attention goes, that's exactly where your life goes.
Section 4. The Foolproof Art of Time Blocking.
So how do we fix this? Let's walk chronologically through a perfect day structure using time blocking. In the morning, you enter your deep work zone. This is when your energy is at its absolute peak. So that means no phones, zero notifications, no social media. Just pure, uninterrupted focus on your biggest goal. Then, in the afternoon, you shift gears to routine tasks and meetings. The administrative stuff that doesn't need as much creative juice. Evening rolls around, and that's dedicated to learning and family. Reading a book, working out, just really connecting with loved ones. And finally, the night is for reflection and rest, reviewing what worked, what didn't, and making sure you get some high-quality sleep.
Now, actually sticking to a schedule like that requires building a serious foundation based on 3 core pillars: persistence, concentration, and self-discipline. It's really important to understand that these aren't just trendy productivity hacks. These are fundamental character traits. When you build these pillars within yourself, you're constructing a foundation so solid that literally no storm, no random distraction, and no temporary setback can ever knock you off course.
Section 5. Discipline, gratitude, and your focus.
So, the crucial point is this major mindset shift. Discipline is not restriction. It is actually the ultimate freedom from decision fatigue. Think about it. When you have a highly structured day, your brain isn't constantly burning precious energy trying to figure out, what should I do next? You already know the plan. That structure frees up massive amounts of mental bandwidth that you can now redirect into pure focus creation. It literally sets you free.
And what's the secret fuel for that discipline? It's gratitude. Look at the psychological contrast here. A scarcity mindset constantly whispers, I don't have enough time, which immediately triggers panic and anxiety deep in your subconscious. But an abundance mindset, which is totally rooted in gratitude, says, I have today to live fully. Just waking up and being actively grateful for those 86,400 seconds physically alters your brain chemistry. It completely shifts you from a state of frantic panic into one of profound focus and capability.
Section 6. Start today and right now. Listen, you simply cannot wait. The time will never, ever be just right. How often do we lie to ourselves and say, I'll start when things settle down at work, or I'll get to it next month when I'm more prepared? The perfect time doesn't exist. You literally have to create it yourself. Taking even one small, messy, imperfect step today is infinitely better than having a flawless plan for tomorrow. That single small step builds the exact momentum you need to completely rewrite your identity.
Every single minute is a seed. If you plant it, it grows into your legacy. But if you neglect it, your dreams are just gonna rot right along with it. True success isn't usually born in some giant, flashy lightning strike that everyone sees. It's built quietly, minute by minute, day by day, through the silent choices you make when nobody else is watching. Please do not let your seeds rot.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final provocative question directly for your conscience. If tomorrow were your very last day, what would you do today? Would you spend it mindlessly scrolling or hustling to build someone else's dream? Let that sit with you for a moment. The time to build your legacy isn't later. Take back control of your seconds and start planting your seeds right now.